This is really a summary provided after the close of a study to inform participants, partners, and the public on what was learned. And so why provide one? Because it's the right thing to do. It honors participants as active partners, not just passive subjects in research. It also gives participants a sense of closure after the study is over. And there are other benefits, like getting findings out to a broader audience and also boosting recruitment, retention, and trust in clinical research. So it's very important to avoid, as you know, jargon and acronyms. If you have to include a term that might not be familiar, it's good to include sort of a glossary or maybe a call-out box with a definition. Obviously, you want to use bold headings. You want to avoid kind of that wall of text that makes things very inaccessible. And don't forget about graphics. They're such an important tool in the communications toolkit for really communicating data and findings. So it's good to identify opportunities for using those graphics.
So why infographics? They're relatively easy to make. They're getting easier every day with some of these AI image generation tools. They are visual and ideal for co-creation and lots of editing. They're easy to share with people, whether that's physically or digitally. You can tailor them to the needs of how information is delivered, received, understood with whoever you're working for. So what's nice about this format as an Instagram post, by breaking into these little visual pieces, it can be easier to engage with.
How much information is too much? How much is really helpful for people? And that's been an ongoing discussion across the Community Advisory Board and with the team throughout this project, is how can we talk about things that are really difficult to pronounce and spell? How can we give information in a way that's helpful? And what is helpful? So people have really kind of pushed us to think about, how can we effectively talk about what's happening at those complex points?
One of our real prides of this project was our utilization of zines as a point of knowledge dissemination. Zines themselves have a really long history in accessible information dissemination, specifically in queer and trans communities, in history like in ACT UP, for example, disseminating information around safer sex practices and harm reduction practices in the 80s and 90s. So really growing from that history of activist organizing and being able to disseminate our information through that.